morning, students. Well, before we study, let's pray together. Please start. Okay, please. Okay, how are you today? Yes, I'm fine, so thank you. First of all, I will introduce myself. My name is Riska, Dewi, and Dewi. You can call me Miss Riska. I'm civic education teacher, so we can discussion about all special topic. For example, is politics, social culture, Pancasila, Constitution, and many others. Are you ready to study with me? Yes. If you really study with me, I have some motivation for you. Please attention. If you want to go to big, stop thinking small. I have 4 success for you. The first, pray and work, and the second, think and believe. Okay, to review our subject, do you still remember what we have learned last week? Yes, it's about how a country can be formed. Please raise your hand if you know 3 elements of the country. Yes, the first is territory. The second, citizens. And the last, governments. Okay, that's good. Now, who are they? In the pictures. Yes, they are governments. Yes, they are the governments. So today, we continue the second materials about governments, chapter Pancasila values within the framework of the participant on the state in Indonesia. Okay, what the meaning of the governments? Governments, in a broad sense, the central government is carried out by every state institution whose duties and authorities have been regulated in the Constitutional Republic of Indonesia. And in another sense, the central government is carried out by institution executive, namely the presidents, vice presidents, state ministry, and agency non-ministerial government. If we already understand what the government means, let's talk about the power. Because government and power have relationship. So, what is the meaning of the power? Who knows the power? Please raise your hand if you know what the meaning of the power. Okay, please raise your hand. Okay, you, let's see. What is the meaning of the power? Okay, that's good. And then, once more again, who have some answer? Another answer. Yes. Okay, yes. What is your name? Okay, Bila, please. Yes, that good job. Everything their opinion is good. But what exactly the power? In simple terms, power can be defined as a person's ability to influence other people to carry out the action he wants or others. And then, example for the powers, for example, is when you watching TV, suddenly your parents tell to you to study, and then you must to turn off your televisions and you go to study. Each other sample. When governments invite the citizens to stay at home during the pandemic and stay healthy, and many others. This is an example for the power. Any two the power in the world. The first, John Luke. John Luke can be divided into three kinds. First, legislative power, executive power, and federative power. But in Montesquieu, legislative power, executive power, and the last, judicial powers. And Montesquieu theory is called the trias politica. Legislative power, namely the power to make or form laws in fact. Executive power, namely the power to implement laws, including the power to educate every evaluating of the law. What is the concept of power sharing adopted by in Indonesia? Indonesia has two power. The first, horizontal power, and the second, vertical power. Horizontal power is the power can be parallel. The horizontal distribution of power in parallel. For example, annexes the institution. Constitutive power is MPR, executive power is Presiden, legislative power is DPR, judicial power is Mahkamah Agung and Mahkamah Konstitusi, examinative or inspective power is BPK, and the last, monetary power is Bank Indonesia. But in vertical distribution of power, the vertical distribution of power is a division power based on the level, namely the distribution of power between several levels of the government, the first president, governor, and major region. Are you ready? You have a group? Yes. If you have group, so we study to discussions. Okay, discussion groups. Each group will discussion from urgent issue that must be done immediately. 1. The spread of the coronavirus or COVID-19. Second, increased case of corruptions. And the last, SARA problems, ethnic or religion, and many others. So, listen carefully to this comment. If you to be government, what should the government do to solve the problems? Please discussion about three topics, so you can search in many reference in internet or many others. So if you finish, we can do presentation in front of the class. Okay? Any question about that? Okay, please do it. Well, the presentation is very well. Okay, the conclusion that we can draw from the presentation of your friends is that these three problems are not to under the responsibility of the government, but need synergy between Indonesian citizens. They must realize that above problems are not trivial issues such as living in harmony, side by side, respecting each other, creating a sense of conscience for others, always caring our religions, sticking in Pancasila and Constitution. So, three problems can be finished together, or fighting COVID-19, and then corruption, and the last, SARA. So, Indonesia can be great. Yay! Okay. Okay. You are amazing today? Give applause for all. Yes, because time is over. So, before we end to the lessons, any questions? Okay, that's enough. I see you to the next meeting. Stay healthy. Don't forget to wash your hand and use masks. And stay at home. See you. Pancasila, yes, NKRI harga mati. Smart and good citizen. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.